This is the GT6 by the brand known as Linkifun, and this powerful little device is an Android box which packs a ton of features. Not only can it be used as a fully functional Android tablet in your car, in a way replacing your factory-fitted infotainment system, but you can also use it to convert any normal monitor into a smart monitor to watch 4K videos. The GT6 is the most premium product offered by Linkifun, and in this video we'll be taking an in-depth look at this awesome little device. Even though this video is sponsored by Linkifun, I'm still going to be sharing my honest opinions with you guys in order to help you make a better purchase decision. So be sure to watch this video till the very end, as I not only have an exclusive discount coupon for you to use on your purchase, but there is also a surprise gift for all of you. More on that later on in the video. So without further ado, go on and subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notifications, and let's finally get on with this video. First things first, let's quickly have a look at the box and all of its contents. At the front of this rectangular box, we can see a bit of information: Android AI box, Qualcomm Snapdragon 665, which is an 8-core processor running on Android 12 version. This thing has 4G SIM network connectivity. Yes, it does have a SIM card slot as well as a memory card slot. Comes with several apps pre-installed including Netflix and YouTube, which means that we also get Google Play Store to download any apps of our choice, which is pretty amazing. There is no information at the top, but at the bottom we get to see the variant of this specific device, which has 4 gigs of LPDDR4 RAM with 64 gigs of ROM or internal memory. There are a total of 3 different memory configurations the GT6 is available in, which we can see at the rear of the box, along with the preview of the user interface, which we will be checking out in detail very shortly. On the sides of the box, we can see some of the highlights of this device, such as 4K video playback as well as its built-in GPS. The GT6 also supports wireless Android Auto supporting Android phones version 11 and above, as well as wireless Apple CarPlay supporting iPhones 6 and above that have iOS versions 10 and above. And of course, the GT6 is compatible with those cars that have wired Apple CarPlay functionality built in. In the box, we get some paperwork, 2 USB cables of both Type A and Type C ports, depending on your car of course, an external microphone while the device is connected to a monitor, also known as HDMI mode, a very interesting feature that would require an HDMI adapter, which is also provided in the box. Nice. A metallic SIM ejector tool, and finally the main device. The GT6 is a sleek looking solid device with company branding right at the front, along with a few LEDs on the left of the surface. It's available in just one color option, which is this black with golden accent all the way across the middle area of it. On both the longer sides, we get various ventilation holes to keep this thing cool, even when it's pushed to the limits performance wise. On one of the shorter sides, we can see the mini HDMI port where the HDMI adapter will go, as well as a small out of place sticker which shows the device's memory variant. And on the opposite side of it, we get all of the remaining ports. Here we get the microphone jack, the Type C port, a microSD card slot which supports a maximum of 128 gigs of storage, and finally a SIM card slot. Now, even though the GT6 may look quite stylish, I did notice a very small design flaw with this device almost immediately after looking at it. The top and bottom extended areas here make it a little hard to access the SIM tray and the memory card slot. It's not impossible to access them, it's just a bit of an inconvenience which I'm pretty sure the brand realized themselves later on as well. But now, changing the entire design of a product after it has been rolled out into production seems highly unlikely. Good thing is that I was able to access both the slots with the SIM ejector tool that they provided themselves. However, in order to get both of these out, you might just have to use some tweezers or some really long fingernails. Not a deal breaker by any means, just something you should be aware of. Anyways, we don't get much of any info at the rear of the device, which by the way is quite lightweight, weighing just about 66 grams. Alright, now let's connect the GT6 to my car, the Kia Sonet, and test it out. Before we actually connect the device, it is recommended that you go ahead and delete any Bluetooth connections between the car and your mobile device. Otherwise, the GT6 might not function properly. So don't forget to unpair the phone from your car as well as the car from your phone. Here, I'll be showcasing the features with a working SIM card as well as a microSD card of 128 gigs inserted in the device. All you have to do is use the USB cable compatible with your vehicle, connect one end of it to the GT6 and the other end to your vehicle's corresponding USB port. And after approximately 35 to 40 seconds, we can see a warning page on the screen letting us know of the dangers of watching videos while the vehicle is in motion, and in the process preventing us to do so since that is not safe. As always, these sort of videos are focused mainly towards the co-passengers in your vehicle and not towards the one actually driving the vehicle. The device might even restart on its own initially, during which time the device will automatically calibrate according to your car's screen size, which by the way works just the same even if your car has a vertical screen instead of a horizontal one like mine. And done, you should now be getting a similar looking interface like the one we can see over here. Okay, so I have already set up the GT6 here in my car, as I've been using and testing it for about a week now. Looking at the main menu, we get to see a lot of stuff. The alignment of some of the icons here may vary according to your car or region, but you'll pretty much see all of these apps or icons. You'll immediately notice a sort of a bubble that you can drag around the screen, clicking on which we get to see 4 options, which are the back button, home button, voice or Google Assistant, and the multitask button, which shows all of the opened apps. I especially appreciate this back button since many apps do not have a dedicated back button in their menus at times, which is when this one comes in real handy. This bubble or touch control assistant would remain on the screen at all times. It may even disappear, but as soon as you touch the screen, it will show up again. Also, if in case your car does not have a touchscreen, you can still use this device by pairing it to a Bluetooth mouse that works without a dongle. So there are many ways you can actually use the GT6. The right side of the screen, which may be on the left side in your case, will remain on the display for most apps, where we get the time, Wi-Fi status, SIM card network strength, memory card connectivity status, Bluetooth, as well as location. We also get 4 icons for navigation, music, all apps, and videos apart from this home button, which is also known as the main menu. These 4 buttons can be configured simply by heading over to the settings, then APK path customization settings, and then select the default apps that you want for each of the 4 buttons. Moving towards its left, we get an option to add 4 apps of our choice as shortcuts, while the top 2 icons of File Manager and Clear Tasks cannot be changed or removed. Simply touch and hold any other icon to replace or remove it. Down here is the button to exit the GT6 interface to enter the car's menu. By the way, even though we get just 4 gigs of RAM in this device, the interface is pretty smooth and snappy, and honestly I'm quite impressed with its performance. We can also see the current date and temperature readings here, which looks sort of like a widget where we can change the readings to either Celsius or Fahrenheit as well according to our preference. We then get a few options to connect to either wireless Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay, as well as the option to mirror the screen of our Android device or even an iPhone onto the car screen or head unit. Really useful feature. We'll check out these features momentarily. Then we get a widget for playing music or even videos, but with just the audio, as there won't be any video playback in this widget. You can just hear the video being played. And finally, we get quick switch buttons for Wi-Fi, hotspot, SIM network, as well as the option to take a screenshot of the screen if you want. It gives us 10 seconds to quickly open the page or app before it takes a screenshot, which is quite nice. If you swipe up, you'll get to see all the apps which work just the same as the menu button here on the right of the screen. And if you swipe to the left, we get to see a few more apps, including the settings app. If you download any new apps, then shortcuts to those apps will also show up here. I really do wish that we could also swipe down to get the notification bar similar to what we see on our phones, but that feature seems to be a miss here on the GT6. As informed earlier, we do get an option to pair our mobile device to connect to wireless Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay using the first app here that says Car Auto. For the sake of presentation, I'll connect my Samsung Android phone now. iPhones will work in a similar fashion if you use an iPhone. In order to connect, all we need to do is enable the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on the phone and pair the phone to the GT6 by selecting the device name being shown on the screen. And just like that, we now have wireless Android Auto connectivity with the all-time familiar looking menu here. All of the apps here function exactly the same as the wired counterpart with latency at a minimum as per my testing. Few of these apps, namely CarStream, Fermata Auto and YouTube Auto, allow us to watch videos while the car is being driven and can be very useful specifically for your family and friends to keep them entertained while you concentrate on the road. I've already showcased all of these apps in greater detail in separate videos, so I won't be showcasing them here in this video since they function exactly the same here as well. Let's just play one of my videos for the sake of presentation. Wireless charger that I have ever seen. It can not only charge any smartphone, be it Apple or Android, but it can also charge any accessories, and it costs just under $25 or about 2,000 Indian rupees, including shipping charges. You can also use my discount code to get it a bit cheaper. But now let's try and mirror my phone screen to the head unit over here. For that, we can click on either of the remaining 3 apps here, which ultimately take us to the same menu. We are already connected to the device via this Bluetooth SSID. Click on this button to toggle between Android, iPhone, or even a TV. Let's select the Android mirroring option here for now. You can mirror your iPhones in a similar manner as well. Now on the right of it, we can see 3 icons. Selecting the first one, we now need to enable the hotspot on our phone and pair it to the device via the Wi-Fi option. Selecting the second option, we now need to scan the right QR code to download the mirroring app that works in this setup known as CarLetterCast. For some reason, I could not find this app in Google Play Store. However, it works just fine and I faced no issues using it whatsoever. The Start Now prompt would appear on your phone, and shortly after, we can see my phone screen mirrored on the car's head unit. The latency once again seems to be quite low almost all the time, giving us a smooth response or feedback while operating our phones. I think this is the second best feature of the GT6, the best one being the HDMI option, which we'll get to in a moment. Built-in GPS module will allow auxiliary cable. After that, we get a dash cam. Has another we see here is connected to the positive option to flip the rear, and the screws on either side placed it outside your car. This is why I'm going to be opting for the screen, the ability to record of good quality plastic all around the screen. At the top, we get a few ports to connect all of the accessories shown till now, as well as a micro SD slot to connect your own micro SD card, since being the rear of the device as shown here. Handy for sure. Moving towards the rear, we get to see a small yet loud enough speaker on the left, a reset button in the middle area in case the device ever misbehaves or malfunctions, and the front dash cam at the right. This front dash cam can record videos in 4K video quality, and it can also be rotated in all directions. And in order to disconnect the screen mirroring, simply reopen the CarLetterCast app and press the red button. Let's now quickly have a look at some of the apps and see how they function here on the GT6. All of the basic features such as making and receiving phone calls directly from the inserted SIM or even messaging anyone work just fine. Video streaming apps like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Hotstar, as well as YouTube work flawlessly even while driving the car, which are definitely going to be a favorite for your family members or friends sitting in your car as co-passengers. If you have any personal video files or even movies saved locally in your inserted memory card, then you can view them here on the screen using any app of your choice. You can also use the provided file manager to manage all of your videos, music, or photos, or you may even download some other similar app for it according to your preference. Google Maps works just fine as well, and I couldn't find any issues while using it in transit, which means GPS seems to be working fine as well. And of course, Google Play Store works just as intended, where we can even use voice search to look for apps to download. Pretty much everything works flawlessly, and the response or latency in between apps is really good too. And I really love the split screen function, which allows me and my co-passengers to multitask in order to keep all of us happy. In case you do not wish to buy or even use a separate SIM card, you can always enable the Wi-Fi of the GT6 to get internet access from a hotspot enabled device within the car, and that works just fine as well. However, you might not get the same results if you connect to the hotspot of the same device you connected earlier for wireless Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay. In that case, you might just need to constantly toggle between the hotspot connectivity to use either of the functions. But I do not find that to be a major issue, since there are already a lot of good alternatives provided here by the brand. Another very practical idea would be to enable the hotspot here on the GT6 and let everyone in your vehicle share the network from this device, acting as Wi-Fi for all the car occupants while on the road. Moving along, the GT6 has a dedicated theme app with limited themes in case you wish to change the look of your interface, as well as the option to use day or night mode or even set it to automatic. And if you want to disable viewing videos while you drive for safety reasons, you can do so too by selecting this option. Quite a lot of useful features and settings for you to fiddle around with. I did also download and install a few hardware and software information utility apps for the device. Here we can confirm that the GT6 is in fact using the claimed 4 gigs of RAM with still a bit of free RAM available to use, which is supposedly why the entire system seems quite smooth as well. We can also see the company stated 8 cores here, 64 gigs of internal memory in which approximately 21 GB has already been used by system files, along with all of the apps showcased till now. quite a lot of space still left even after installing so many apps. Android version 12 is currently being used here while the box was released with version 11, meaning that this has most probably been upgraded and repackaged. We also get Wi-Fi 5 here along with Bluetooth version 4 Plus, Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 chipset, which includes a quad-core 1.8 GHz chip along with another quad-core 2 GHz chip, and finally the current temperature readings on the device and all of its components. In terms of gaming, we can also very easily pair any preferred Bluetooth device such as an Air mouse or wireless keyboard or even a wireless controller like I have done here, which would be the ideal option for playing games in the car for most people. Very useful option for those who have children traveling with them every now and then, which would definitely keep the kids busy, enabling you to drive peacefully without any distractions. And with all of the controls conveniently available at your fingertips, you can even control the one possible distraction as well, volume, since all of these apps including the games would be using the built-in surround sound system of your vehicle. And as you can see here, Real Racing 3 seems to be working smoothly with my paired Bluetooth controller, which is the Strata Xenon gamepad by Cosmic Byte. Other games should work in a similar manner provided that those games also support gamepads. And finally, emulation games will work really well in this sort of a setup if that is what you're looking for, and I would highly recommend using a wireless gamepad for playing such games too. Personally, I've been really enjoying playing these games on a bit bigger screen. As informed at the beginning of the video, we can use the GT6 on an external monitor to make it a smart monitor simply by connecting its HDMI cable to the provided HDMI out adapter. And once the system is up and running, head over to Settings, then Personal Settings, and then scroll down to enable the TV mode. After that, simply restart the device and you're good to go. This is where the external mic provided with the device would be used, which would then become the input for all voice control features within the GT6. The only limitation that I found with this setup is the absence of a USB-A port to connect to a wireless mouse. However, we can always use either a Bluetooth mouse that works without a USB dongle or even this sort of a gamepad that already has a trackpad built in. This gamepad is truly amazing as if it was built especially for the GT6. Now we can use every single app and feature that we've seen so far, all the while using the home Wi-Fi. And if you have a 4K monitor lying around in your house, the GT6 will now allow you to watch videos in 4K as well, making this HDMI mode the best feature of the GT6 as well as its unique selling point or USP, since most Android AI boxes that I've seen till now don't even have this sort of a capability, which makes it real easy for me to recommend this device to all of you. It truly is worth the money spent. In order to purchase the Linkifun GT6, you can visit the official website of Linkifun, and don't forget to select the device specific to your region. Use my exclusive discount coupon HarryWT to get a 15% off on your purchase to buy any of their products. At the time this video is being recorded, this device is available for around $169 US, meaning that using my discount code HarryWT, you would get a massive discount of approximately $25 US. And not only that, as part of an ongoing promotion by the brand, if you place an order right now, then you'll also receive a wireless fast charging car mount for your phone worth $50 absolutely free. That in itself is a great deal if you ask me. For reference purpose, my GT6 was delivered to me in about 10 days time with no hassles whatsoever. In conclusion, the GT6 packs loads of features to be used inside as well as outside of your car, and is surely a fantastic deal if you use my discount code to buy it. And with that, we have reached the end of this review video. Hope you found this video informative. I'll catch you guys soon in the next video. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye.